Hey guys, this is Archangel. Just wanted to make this video real quick to show one of the war zones that I just did recently earlier today. I didn't do too well in this Huttball just because I wasn't very mobile. I was pretty much just being a turret the whole time. But the whole objective of this was to stay around the middle, travel with the ball carrier as much as I could, and then also just be as annoying as possible while going around the middle. You'll see me fumble with my keybinds and whatnot, and it's just because I hadn't played this character in forever. But still, with that, I think I did pretty well. I didn't really focus a whole lot on doing DPS. I was just trying to keep everybody up, and that was just my main focus, which I think I did that pretty well. But I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any constructive criticism, great, let me know. Otherwise, I hope that you can take something from this and maybe it'll help you. I'll be making probably one or two more videos, but until then, I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so for this next part, I saw a sorcerer start to focus me, so I jumped down, try and get out of the line of sight of them, and then just continue to heal the guys up on the top. I do see the ball carrier heading with the ball, but I know that my DPS is pretty bad compared to a lot of other people, so I just focus on keeping them up instead, which I think I did a pretty well job of. There were two other healers in this war zone in our group, so we had quite a bit of healing, and then the DPS did a great job of staying on top of that, killing the ball carrier and then getting the ball back so we could score, which they just did there, and now they're about to take it back through. This guy like knocked me into the acid here and then starts to focus fire me, so I throw my defensive cooldowns and I start to heal myself, trying to get out of his line of sight and his range. You'll see that I do cleanse all the dots, and then I repeat throwing the trauma probe on myself. And then there's this guy here getting focused, so I go back to healing him. Everybody's ignoring me, and that way life's great. Which actually, throughout this whole war zone, I was pretty much ignored most of the time. There are very few times when people did try and focus fire me, and you'll see that coming up here within the next minute or two. I got focus fired over on the right side. But traveling with the ball carrier here, I forgot to cleanse myself of the dot that was on me. I catch the ball, which I'm probably not the best person to catch the ball. But you'll see a guy sprints over through the fire, and I throw it to him there. So that actually, it's really important to have a keybind on your throw Huttball ability. That's really easy to use, and you can do it really quickly for just passes like that where you can anticipate where they're going to be. So here we are back on the top again. Like I said, my main goal is to stick around mid and keep everybody healed around mid as much as I could. And you'll see that too, and you'll also see my damage is pretty pathetic here. But I get focus fired here again, but I'm able to counter it and get healed up through my defensive cooldowns again, and then just started blowing myself with heals. This is that part where I actually start to get focused by two, I think three at one point, but two here throughout the time. Pop supercharged cells just to reduce the damage. Also have the ability to use advanced medical probe. You'll see here though that they just keep wailing on me, and I try and pop my stuff just to kind of last a little longer, break line of sight with these guys, and then use my Warzone med pack here. That's a great help. It just keeps me alive a little bit longer. And then I noticed that my defensive cooldown's up, so I pop that, and then go into healing myself non-stop. And I try and just keep using advanced medical probe, and then Culto bomb as much as I can. That way you're the most mana efficient that you can be. Also, trauma probe, even though it does cost 2 ammo, is actually quite a bit of help to you. Just because it's a reliable form of self-healing. It's a reactive form, so every time you get hit, it does heal you. It has its uses, especially since we're so squishy. I mean, you can see that it heals me anywhere between 400 and 800, so it's a really good tool to use. This because it negates a lot of damage. But you can see, for this most part, I had to focus on mainly healing myself, but there were a lot of other healers. There were 2 other healers in our group that were keeping everybody else up, while I took 2 or 3 of their DPS and just took them out of the fight because they were trying to kill me, which it looks like they gave up on. And then this sniper here was one that was also trying to stay around mid just to make sure they capped the ball. And I was trying to keep them under control as much as possible, and then go back to healing the ball carrier. So here I was trying to run with the ball carrier and catch up to him and just heal him, but I knew that there was another healer on him, so I stuck to healing this guy around mid. The less people we lose, the better. That way we can just stay in action a lot more than they can, where they keep dying a lot. But we do lose the ball here, but he does ground it, which is really good. So I head back to mid, stun one guy, but he happened to get his long 8-second stun off on our guy that was closest to it, so we lose the ball. But they will get it back here really soon. Like I said, they do a great job of staying on the ball carrier, and the ball carrier has no healer around him, so at the moment he will drop pretty quick. And then I just, like I said, stay around mid, try and heal everybody that's fighting for mid, and we do a great job. We win it back, and I can't remember if they ground it here or not, but I don't believe they do. So you'll see that actually our guy that has the ball does throw the ball over to me. I am, like I said, I'm not the greatest target. I only have about 850 expertise. So I do try and get out of it real quick, pop my defensive cooldowns, make sure I keep myself healed up, and then you'll see as we walk toward the other side, I do get the ball off up to the carrier up top. The ball carrier does get dragged back down, and they do actually repeat this process for a few times. The ball carrier does break free and runs across the acid pit to the other side, but eventually the Sith do catch up to the ball carrier and will bring him down. And a funny moment too coming up where there's about 5 of them around me when we're down in the pit, but they just seem to ignore me. I mean, they didn't notice me or didn't even care, which is really weird because since I'm the healer, you know, you'd think you'd pay attention to that. But I run down with them and see that long line of Sith just ignoring me, which I don't mind at all. I didn't really want to die there. But I saw one of our guys trying to take down the Sith and run him down, so I run with him and keep him healed up. And my mouse just flipped out there. I don't really know why, but I ended up looking up toward the ceiling. And then go back to healing everybody. I did ignore one of our guys just because he was so far behind. I wanted to make sure I kept healing the guy that was right on top of the ball carrier. That way he doesn't get taken down. Huge group from there, so I do throw a mortar volley. Even though I don't have the best damage, it still is something. So I do throw that when there's a large cluster of them. That and sticky grenade. So I try and run ahead of the ball carrier here and get open in a pass lane. So I'm about to go over the fire, but then a sniper roots me. But it doesn't end up killing me because he rooted me way too soon. And our ball carrier does end up getting pulled back into the fire, but ends up grounding it as a result. So that actually really helped. The ball goes back to mid, but they unfortunately get it. But our guys will end up getting it back. So I head back to mid, just try and keep people healed up. I noticed a guy really low, so I pop some of my cooldowns on him. And he's back up, and then I do heal myself and then head back toward mid. You'll see that we will get the ball back here, and they'll start heading down through the pit area, but there's a lot of Sith around, so the guy in the pit area ends up grounding it. But that's not a problem because at that time there will be nobody around mid, so we'll grab the ball and get to work. And the Sith will all be on the opposite side of the map, which is always an ideal situation when there's only about 1 or 2 Sith respawning that you'll have to deal with. So I saw that he grounded it. I head back over toward mid, end up grabbing the ball, and then one of my guys comes up and around the corner here, and I do anticipate that he will run around the corner in the direction that I want him to, and throw it to him as he is on the run. So he'll force sprint back through and make it through the fire, and he will score on this one. So on this next part, I do see a bunch of guys clumped up, but I don't end up actually throwing any AoEs or trying to root them in the fire or anything like that. I just more am focused on keeping myself and everybody else healed up, which we do. And then our guy ends up scoring, and we head back over toward mid just to get the ball back. And we end up right back here at the platform, and the ball carrier at the time will toss up to an open guy at the top of the stairs. But the guy at the top of the stairs will unfortunately not be able to score. So the ball does get grounded back toward mid, and they do recover. They'll end up taking it back over to their side, but they will end up losing it again, and we'll take it right back. So for this area, I end up seeing that I am going to get focus fired here. The sorcerer keeps hitting me, and then 2 snipers will end up hitting me too. This is a lot of damage for me to undertake, so I end up jumping off of the ramp here down into the pit, which luckily nobody follows me. So I proceed to heal myself up and then head back over toward mid. So as I head back toward mid, I try to assess the situation of what's happening now. They do have the ball, and they actually will end up getting put into the pit with the ball, and they will end up losing it. So my main focus here is I know that there's going to be a healer with the ball carrier, so I will go ahead and start healing the people around mid, make sure that they're still in the fight, and making sure that mid's clear. You'll see that the guy here, Milky I believe, he was getting focused down pretty hard, so I do heal him up, and then we proceed back to mid. I blow that sorcerer off just because I know the direction of it's going to slow him down a lot, since they have no way to get back up rather than walk the long walk around, which you should definitely do anytime you can. But our ball carrier just got out of the pit, and he will end up grounding it, so I do turn right back around here and we'll grab the ball. I try and kill that guy there just to get a killing blow medal, but I actually wasn't able to ever get a killing blow medal. But I throw up here to the guy, the shadow, because they're a lot better ball carrier than I am, and then I'll just follow him, making sure that he's all healed up. We do encounter a little bit of resistance up ahead. I believe it was a marauder and a sniper. The sniper was like ridiculously annoying, and he kept stunning the ball carrier, rooting him, and then but it ended up not mattering just because there were 3 of us there and nobody else had respawned that entire time. But I do give the sniper props. I mean, he kept the ball carrier sitting there as long as he could. So big props to him, but we ended up scoring here. So I'm trying to make sure that everybody here in the end zone is all healed up, which they are. So I do proceed with the shadow over toward mid again. And as we head there, assess the situation again. They do have the ball, but we will get it back here eventually. And up as we're coming up here, I do see a big group of Sith. I was actually going to knock this Sith off the ledge here, but they all ended up going here. I saw a chance to knock some of them into the fire and also get the ball carrier down in the pit, which was a lot of fun. I loved doing that, and I love doing that every game, just knocking somebody into the fire. Don't get a whole lot of chances to do that. That was a great pull by the shadow down there. I do head over just to make sure the mid is secure. So as it is secure, we had a guy heading back over there, so I head where the ball carrier is and just try and follow him and keep him healed up as he heads over through the path. And you'll see that enemies are following him, and as we head through this path area, it is completely clear, not even anybody remotely close or anybody that will remotely cause a threat. So I end up trying to proceed and burst down this operative here, and I want to get my killing blow medal, which I was so close, and I just didn't really know my keybinds, my DPS keybinds as well. Like I said, I haven't played the character in forever, and I don't end up getting this killing blow, which frustrated me to all ends. But as you see, as I turn around, it was a Jedi that had the ball, and he force sprinted all the way down, and he will end up scoring. I don't know why I chased him through there, but because I knew he was going to be way too far anyway. But I try and DPS down that sorcerer up there, and then to keep the team healed up as we head around the corner here. Time's about to run out, and we are far ahead, so we will end up winning this. And I want to take the time and just thank you guys for sitting through this video, watching it, dealing with my commentary on it, which I know I'm not the best commentator, but I thought I'd share a little bit more with you here, just so that it wasn't just watching a blank screen and no sound or anything like that. So I do appreciate it, and I hope that anybody was able to take something from this. I'll hopefully make another video or 2 here soon with better commentary and more explaining strategies as I am walking you through my thought process as the video goes along. But this is my first attempt at a video commentary, and I thank you very much for watching.